Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Career Fair 2.0 of Virtual Science Fair 2022. Virtual Science Fair 2022 is approved and supported by the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation. We're also powered by our official collaborators, Zero Waste Malaysia and KPMG Malaysia. Now, who are they? Zero Waste Malaysia is a community group advocating for sustainable development whilst aiming to increase the local community's awareness of sustainable living. Our next collaborator, KPMG on the other hand, is a global network of professional firms providing audit, tax and advisory services. Other than that, we would like to mention our official platform sponsor, which is GatherTown. Gather is a video chat platform designed to make virtual interactions more human, which helps to elevate our VSF experience to the next level. We also is delightful with the news with the recent updates. Our certificates are also signed by the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation. And yes, they are mostly signed, adding even more value to your certificates on top of the knowledge and exposure you will gain. Besides the talk, I would like to remind all of you to stay until the end of our talk session today, as we have prepared various activity segments brought to you by GatherTown. You'll get to learn more about STEM and the SDGs. Keep your heads up for the immense reward ahead once you manage to participate successfully in these activities. For an enhanced experience, I advise you to kindly use your laptop to participate in the activities as some features are limited in phones, so don't forget to stay tuned. Meanwhile, this is really important. Please be reminded to fill in the attendance form. It will be sent to the chat box. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Irdina and I will be the MC and moderator for today. On behalf of the organizers, it is my great pleasure to welcome all of you to our talk session, Intro to VS Industry Berhad by Mr. T. Chi Hua. We are very honored to have our guest speaker today from the BS Industry Berhad, Mr. Stephen T. Chi Hua, to share his insights on the company. Mr. Stephen is the HR manager in the VS Group of Companies. VS Industry Berhad, also known as VS, was founded in 1982 and listed on the main market of Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad in 1998. Today, VS is a leading integrated electronics manufacturing services provider in the region with proven capabilities to undertake the manufacturing needs of global brand names for office and household electrical and electronic products. VS is now ranked alongside the world's top 50 global EMS providers for 14 consecutive years from 2007 to 2022. Together with Hong Kong Stock Exchange listed subsidiary VS International Group Limited, VS had advanced manufacturing facilities located in Malaysia, China, Indonesia, and Vietnam, and collectively employ a workforce of more than 12,000 people. Our group offers one-stop manufacturing solutions to world-renowned customers from Europe, Japan, and USA. It's truly an honor to have you with us today, Mr. Stephen. Thank you for your time and we officially welcome you to Career Fair 2.0 of VSF 2022. Moving on, let's have a look at the presentation video prepared by BS Industry Berhad. Ladies and gentlemen, please sit back and enjoy the video.
The Electronics Manufacturing Services, EMS, is the fastest growing industry servicing the production needs of consumer electronics corporations worldwide. Founded in 1982 and became a public listed entity in 1998, VS Industry Berhad is fast rising and an emerging force EMS industry in Asia, providing multiple stages of production, including research and development, tool design and fabrication, plastic injection molding, PCB assembly, and complete unit assembly. Strategically located near export exit points and less than 45 minutes by road into Singapore, VS Industry operates from more than 2 million square feet of production floor space that span across 13 factories in Senai, Johor. Our research and development engineers are highly engaged in the entire product design process. We provide end-to-end full product life cycle manufacturing conveniences to optimize production efficiency and assured product quality for our clients. Our in-house tool design and mold fabrication expertise is our key differentiator. We continuously invest in advanced precision machining equipment to fabricate complex molds to facilitate high-quality plastic injections. With a fast turnaround of mold fabrication and modification, our clients are assured of efficiency in production planning, which is extremely crucial in such a competitive operating environment. The plastic injection molding facility at VS Industry is one of the largest of its kind in Malaysia. We mold complex plastic parts adhering to stringent quality standards. We place great emphasis on maximizing injection yield and quality. We invest in robotic automation to achieve high-quality precision finishing. Our clean room facility ensures only the highest quality in plastic spraying and printing finishing processes. Metal stamping services are available to produce metal component parts for the EMS assembly line. To further value add to the production processes, VS Industries specially built a metal etching plant to produce high-precision metal filter as components for its box build assembly. VS Industry has also invested in advanced high-speed SMT equipment for the PCB assembly. VS Industry believes in continuous implementation of automation and the intensive use of advanced robotics to create a highly focused and efficient manufacturing structure. The structure enables VS Industry to manage intricate, complex, and delicate technical requirements of the clients. We offer an integrated EMS assembly in the form of complete box build assembly, providing a complete and dedicated chain for production floor planning and design, procurement, automation, and efficient flow of assembly. The box build assembly manages the entire chain of manufacturing processes, from research and development to final packaging, that is ready to be shipped out to the end consumers. Our state-of-the-art automated warehouse handles incoming raw materials and components to meet the needs of all our production plants promptly. By delivering the box build finished products directly from factories to their intended destinations, we are able to enhance operation efficiency that yields better for our customers. Our commitment, innovation, and continuous investment in technology well placed us as a market leader in the growing vertically integrated EMS industry.
Thank you to VS Industry Berhad for the fascinating video. Now we all know more insights about the company. I hope all of you enjoyed it as much as I did. We have reached the most interactive part of our opening ceremony. I would like to invite Mr. Stephen T. Chihua for our forum session. Please be welcome. All right, so Mr. Stephen.
Yes,
So
good afternoon, everyone. My name is Stephen. Stephen, you can call me Stephen. My name is Stephen T. I'm from the VS Industry Berhad. I'm a HR manager. And thanks for the organizer, the Career Fair 2022, for inviting and allow us to share our company to all of you. And it's a very big thank you to the organizer. Probably we can start with the forum.
all right, Mr. Stephen. Thank you so much. So, for the very first question, I think as we watched the video just now, I think all of us here are even more curious to know further about VS Industry Berhad. So, can you share with us a little bit more about VS, especially the work and area of expertise that your company is focusing on?
Yeah, sure. VS, actually, we founded about 40 years ago, which is in 1982. And then we actually listed in the Bursa Saham Kuala Lumpur, VS KL in 1998. And being a leading integrated EMS, electronic manufacturing services company in the region, we actually provide customer with extensive area of services, which are ranging from product design and development to product manufacturing, and as well as the material procurement for the manufacturing, and the lastly the logistic solution, meaning that we handle everything from the beginning to the end for customer A to Z, whereby customer can actually focus on uh, growing their own business. In short, we are actually a one-stop manufacturing solution to our customer, including those world-renowned customer from Europe, Japan, and US. Um, our area of expertise, including but not limited to the following. The very first one is actually product design, which is R&D, and after that we have mold design and fabrication, and then we have after okay first you have R&D, product design, then we go for fabrication of this mold, and then the next step you go for what, for manufacturing, okay, for which is for electronic part and for the plastic parts. And after manufacturing we go for final assembly, which is they call it as a box build. And then after this final assembly, we'll go for this shipping, which is involve the supply chain management. So basically, this is what we are doing at the moment. Yeah. Any question on that?
Um, I think it's kind of related to my second question because I'm also invested in hearing that your company involves in providing advanced industrial technologies, as in the T in the STEM. And I believe your company has found a lot of breakthrough and bring about a transformation for the better. So,
Yeah.
speaking about transformation, right, for the second question, VS Industries' vision and mission is to always put the best effort to always remain relevant to the customers. What is VS' biggest goal in the next 5 to 7 years in achieving the mission?
We have been ranked as top 50 among all those EMS in the world from 2007, I think, until recently. And what we are aiming for is to achieve the top 20 in the world ranking in EMS sector. And we are actually expanding every year. Not only this year, we for the past 10 years we every year we expand. And then currently we have about 16 factory in Malaysia, and all located in Senai Johor, or in Senai Johor is next to the Senai Airport. So all our Malaysian operation are in Senai. So currently we have about 12, Malaysian itself, we have about 10,000 plus workers. Uh, and then we have about 2,000 overseas in Vietnam, Indonesia, and China. So we actually expanding, and I think to achieve the top 20 should not be a problem. We are very confident on that. Yeah.
All right, that's really fascinating. I'm sure that Industry 4.0 changes the global landscape of manufacturing competition. And I also believe it helps company to manage and optimize all aspects of the manufacturing processes and supply chain. So now, as we're looking more into the industrial field, so Mr. Steven, from your perspective, what are the vital values and knowledge that needs to be equipped in order to adapt with this industry?
I think it's very important in human capital, which is our own employee. Our own employee need to have a very good value, a very good positive attitude, as well as to have a good education background. Of course, equipped with good value. This is what we actually aiming for. This is,
Okay, so all right. So, in addition to that, I also believe that VS must also focuses on the core aspect, right? Because it is a key skill that maybe must be developed in order to work in the industrial companies. And I believe that the Industry 4.0 has changed the industry sector, as in the nations and the manufacturing firms will might as well gain from the global competitors. So related to this statement from the previous question, aside from the GPA or CGPA qualification, what are the criteria that VS seek to be hired as one of the employee in the company?
being good in academic study is not enough for us. We're actually looking at those candidate or student, those posters with very good attitude. We actually emphasize on this candidate attitude. Okay, and of course, a part of this also we also required student to have this active in the co-curriculum, the activity during their university day. This is also a plus point for this student, I think.
All right, I totally agree with you, Mr. Steven. From my side, I believe that everyone actually have their own strength, like inner strength. The question is whether they acknowledge their strength or not. And moving on, based on your experience, what is the ultimate challenge for business that VS has faced, and how did your company tackle this challenge?
Nowadays, these so-called big data, they actually come in very unstructured and come from various formats, which is like you have a text file, you have documents, video, audios, and other sources. And this data, which required technologies and tools, and as well as this skill data professional to analyze and categorize them into a very useful information. And then such infrastructure and tools nowadays are very costly and sometimes hard to find. So and the most important part is the retaining of such skilled data professional, which is a very big challenge in today's job market. Those professional and those especially those graduate from IT is very difficult to find for us, especially for VS at the moment. Okay, but nevertheless, the company VS is willing to invest in this field in order to stay relevant and fit into the latest modern technology. Yeah.
All right. I totally agree with you because I strongly believe that in times, this industry will surely be overwhelmed with a lot of pressure. And I think with support from younger people, that is how we keep technology to evolve in the future. So for the next question, can you like elaborate on what does a day of working at VS Industry Berhad look like?
Sorry, didn't hear, can you repeat the question again?
Can you elaborate on what does a day working on the VS Industry Berhad look like?
You mean working in the VS industry?
Yes.
We actually is a full manufacturing company. So basically, uh, we need people like especially those from engineering side. Really need people from engineering background, and uh, our recruitment activity is we have about we recruit about 200 plus uh, every month. This is we have indirect so-called indirect employee and direct. So indirect mean those white collar. We actually have this about 200 plus or 200 recruitment every month. We have imagine the size of recruitment uh, because of we are actually expanding every year, and we really need people to come in. And at the same time, we also have having problem to retain staff because we are actually next to Singapore. People prefer to work in Singapore than in JP. This is a really a big challenge from those company in Johor Bahru. It's really a big challenge for us. Yeah.
I see. So I also heard that one of the VS mission was providing possibilities, and the possibilities was made reality with the smart technologies. So I'm sure the possibilities are also applied to everyone working there with creative and positive working environment. Because employing 200 plus people per month, that's really a lot. And not only that, I also think workers and product quality is also significant and interconnected with motivation and passion. The next question, from your perspective, what are the vital values and knowledge that needs to be equipped in order to adapt with these industries?
I think for manufacturing company, a part of this technology and infrastructure, uh, the, the most important part is the human capitals, which is the employee of the company. Our employee is actually our assets. So we need to equip them with latest technology as well as with the a very positive attitude toward their job. So in that way, I think we should be able to perform better than any others competitors.
All right. So speaking of that, right? Right now we are experiencing a change in the educational system where most of the classes and are conducted online and there's less physical intervention. So from your point of view, how can fresh graduates or students in the final year stand out in the interview even with the lack of physical experiences?
Okay, due to the COVID, our interview session for the past 2 years, since I think 2020 March, we have stopped doing face-to-face interview like the normal one. So what we do, we actually do online. So we went online, a bit difficult to access, but I think very important for student or for candidate which apply to VS industry. Very important part is they need to during the interview they really have to express themselves with really self confidence, which is during the online uh, interview. And then of course you need to provide the right answer to the right question asked and appear neat and tidy in one uh, isolated meeting room, because most of the time they would they would choose certain public area, which is very difficult for us. This is what we recommend them to do.
All right, so Mr. Steven, thank you for the insights. And right now we have come to the last question for our forum session before we move on to the Q&A session. So, before we end this forum session, what would be your advice to most of the students out there that is eager to contribute to STEM?
Again, back to my earlier comments, US really emphasize on employee, or maybe you call it future employee, must have a good value, okay, and of course the attitude to learn, willing to learn and perform. This is our minimum requirement. A part of others academic and those co-curriculum activity. This is the one. Positive attitude is the one that we are looking at. Very easy and very minimum.
Alright, so I hope all students take note of that. And so we have ended our forum session. But for any of you that want to ask any questions, feel free to type it out or to ask your questions in the YouTube live chat.
Is there any question from the floor?
Yes, there's actually a lot of questions.
Wow. I will try to answer whatever I can.
Alright, so for the first question from the floor, how often does your company utilize 3D printing in the manufacturing process?
Utilize what? 20.
3D printing. 3D.
3D.
Yeah.
We have it in certain department, especially the R&D and the engineering side. We really have that there.
Alright, so for the second question, does your company offer training or mentorship to help us succeed in your company?
We do have we do offer this the so-called internship and practical student, and recently we have actually changed the way we take in intern and this practical. Uh, we used to have like we take in internship student, we take intern practical student. You come in for 3 month to 6 month training, and we have found that this the effect of this training is not really effective, because it's due to student student when they ask for internship or practical training is part of their requirement to graduate. And then for our supervisor, uh, they are not they are not they're not saying not willing, but they are not so keen to teach, because they know that this student after 3 months 6 months they will go, so we actually introduced one of the scheme. We call it contract. We don't call it practical training. We call it contract. I mean, we actually offer the student, the intern, with a contract, maybe 3 months, 6 months, and then we make sure after contract, if the performance is average, it don't need to be good, average, we offer the job to the student. In that case, so at least the my supervisor will really put time to really train, because they know that this student will eventually joining us. And for student also good, because they are actually receiving the salary as same as others workers, is that they're joining us as an engineer. So we actually paying engineers salary, which is quite high. If you compare with internship or practical student, normally people only pay, company only pay allowance, but we pay market salary to the student. So in that way, we have tried for the past 2 years, which is very successful. So we are able to retain practical student and intern to continue work with us after the graduation. I think which is a good idea to do so. Yeah.
Alright, so for the next question, being one of the leaders in the industry, is there any difference in pressure and working environment compared to other companies?
Sorry again, my line is not so good. Can you repeat the question again?
So, being one of the leaders in the industry, is there any difference in pressure and working environment compared to other companies?
We actually we under you know about RBA, we under a few audit every year. So I can say we are actually following the standard of international company, and whatever we do, we do according to the law. So you will see our system is very much better than any other company in the market.
Alright, so does your company have any short term or long term strategy?
As we mentioned just now, 5 to 7 years, this is what we want to achieve. And then that is called middle terms. And for the short term, because since we are expanding every year, we really need workers to join us, whether it's a blue collar or it's a white collar. So we actually open for all applicant which is willing to learn to work, uh, we will take them in. We are not setting a very high standard for applicant to come in. As we mentioned just in the very beginning, what we require is really candidate with a very good value and very good with a positive attitude to learn. This is what we looking at. Yeah.
Alright, so speaking of working, um, what kind of benefits does BS Industry provide to its employees?
Okay, for the past 5 years, I can say, even though market is not doing well, we continue to pay. We have our own annual increment every year for the past 5 years. Okay, we have our annual bonus for the past 5 years, same thing, and we have addition is we so-called incentive. Incentive is different than the bonus. Normally, incentive will be paid by year end. Bonus will be by beginning of the year. So we have incentive, we have bonus, we have annual increment, and very important, we actually offer the ESOS, which is share, company share. We also offer to our own employee. This is really a good thing. And then on top of that, we have medical insurance, part of those statutory contribution. We have insurance cover for a certain level, maybe like for those as officer level, we have covered until the whole family, immediate family, and for manager, we have also insurance covered for overseas. If they station overseas, also we have insurance. Is the I would say the benefit is really very very good. Yeah, it's compared to the market standard.
Alright, so the next question will be, what are some of the new products that your company has designed?
Okay, we are EMS. We are actually contract manufacturer. Most of the time, we are not allowed to disclose our product because we have signed contract with our customer, which is we have a non-disclosure agreement with the customer. So most of the time we don't mention our product, but I can tell you just for today. So we have our main one. We have this so-called vacuum cleaner, those handheld and those automatic. Those. Uh, then we have this coffee maker, which is mostly export for US market. And that's why I mentioned the vacuum cleaner is for Euro market as well as for Southeast Asia. Then we have this pool. the swimming pool cleaner. This is one small machine that you can clean the swimming pool automatically. They were also produced by us for the Europe customer. And then we have this is mostly vacuum cleaner, different brand. That's why we are expanding every year, because one, we have one new customer, one we will actually set up one factory special for this particular product and this particular customer. So you can see we have 15 to 16 factory at the moment. So we have more than 10 product currently we are doing, and our customer base, not only one, we actually have more than 6 7 customer, which is this is what we are having right now. And most of Kama is very famous, which we cannot disclose here. And we have some is very popular. They call it is a is a hay product, which is selling very expensive in the market. This is what we are doing also. Uh, the uh, the brand is start with D, so you may want to try and and search the net. Okay. Other than that, we are not allowed to share the info.
All right, thank you, Mr. Steven. That's really, really fascinating. So, for the next question, what is the typical work week of a new college hire? Will I be expected to work overtime? What do you love most about working for VS industry?
You mentioned working overtime, or
Yes, overtime for a new college hire.
okay. Can you repeat again?
So there's actually a lot of questions. Wait, eh?
Mhm.
So the first question will be, what is the typical work week of a new college hire? Are they expected to work overtime?
Okay. Normally, a fresh graduate joining, we will give a position of junior engineer. Okay. When junior engineer, normally certain junior engineer, it depends to which department or which factory we send to. Certain department, they require to have shift, which is you have morning and you have night shift. And then certain department is only daytime, normal working hours. It depends. It depends. Yeah. But normally, OT is not required. Normally, we will try to finish everything within the working hours allocated. But certain time they might require to do so. But it depends to the department, because we so many departments, so many factory. It's different factory practice different procedure. So basically, their work are in the office hour.
So I see. So for the next question, it's actually the continuation from the previous question. What do you love the most about working for VS industry?
Oh, the most I like is the ESOS, the share offered to the employee, which is which is a lot of money that you can get from the company. Yeah, and part of that, we actually practice so-called the equal employment opportunity. So we actually treat everybody the same, because we have so many workers. So we go according, we practice according to our procedure, our rule and regulation. We don't we don't like cite one. It's actually we treat everybody is equal. So we don't see the color, or even foreign worker we have also, we treat them as the same, because we have so many workers. So we go by the rules, so which is, I think, is really fair for everyone. And if you really have a very good attitude, I think the supervisor is willing to teach, willing to guide. And the career advancement in US is really unlimited, I can say.
All right. So for the next question, what are VS Industries' values? Can you provide some examples of how the company demonstrate the values?
You mean demonstrate the company value?
Yeah.
As we mentioned, um, we abide by all the rules, and always we have so many audit by our customer every year. We have like almost every month, and currently we are actually working on the CSR. So we really have to follow exactly what the customer required. So whatever we actually act beyond what the law required. Like for example, um, Malaysia Employment Act mentioned that the OT overtime hours is 104 maximum, which is for this is excluding rest day and public holiday. This is overtime 104. But for us, we have to follow our customer requirement, which is um, we are actually for the weekly working hour for at the moment for Malaysian law is 48 hours, which is for working hour 48 plus whatever overtime you have. But for us, we have to follow our customer requirement. Is every week the total work hours is 60, which means that you work 48 and then another 12 hours is your overtime, which means you cannot work during rest day. That means 7 days, you must have 1 day rest. You cannot work continuously 7 days. This is the one that we are actually following. But by right, I think a lot of companies, local companies, they are doing, if it's a lot of orders, definitely they will work 7 days a week. But for us, we cannot do that. So we have to follow whatever the customer required, especially all these customers are from Europe and from this US. So they had put actually a requirement say your working hour cannot more than 60. So it's a really big challenge for us because people want to work overtime, also not allowed. This is a problem. We want to give, but our customers say no, so we have to follow. So it's quite difficult for us to work only 60 hours. I mean, their requirement 60 hours is actually for the compulsory the maximum 40 hours plus 12 hours overtime, which means you can work maximum 2 hours in a day. You cannot work more than that. That is one that is a big challenge for us. As compared with local law, they say you can work 104 hours. That's a challenge for us. Yeah.
All right. I see. So for the next question, how is VS Industry Berhad contributing to sustainability?
Oh, yeah. This is also one of the this will tie to the audit I mentioned just now. As I mentioned earlier, we have many customer from Europe, from US, and different customer have different requirement. But most of the requirement, as I said before, is 60 hours. So this is what we do. And then beside, on top of this, we have they also require us to have like we have come up with like total usage of electricity per month, water per month, and the total waste that we release that we have. So we have to go according to their requirement. We have the so-called labor requirement. We have safety and health requirement. We have ethics. All this we have to follow. So really, I can say all these are if compared with local what we have right now, is really very high set by this our customer.
Okay. So that's very interesting. Moving on, may I know what sort of educational background that you look for in a candidate?
Okay. Um, our position offered to the applicant are based on first based on the either the education background or experience. So certain very experienced one, we actually we can offer a higher position because of the experience without qualification. But those for let's say for university, bachelor degree in any discipline, in engineering or in any social science or management accounting, we offer for engineering we offer a junior engineer, and for this those from other field like management, marketing, and maybe mass communication, we offer officer level, which is at par as the current job market offer.
All right. So for the next question, what makes VS Industry products unique from other company?
Okay. Our product are mainly for export, 100% export, and sometimes whatever export also come back to you can see certain product made by us also import uh, by Malaysia also, you can see, but not many. Most of our product are for export. So you can see the standard set by the customer, and definitely the product made in Malaysia are very competitive and as compared with other product, I can say. And they set and the customer set a very strict quality standard on their product.
All right. For the next one, Mr. Steven, what do you imagine will be the biggest challenge for the new hire? Can you give us some insights on it?
Oh, the biggest challenge is a part of hard to get candidate, a good candidate or suitable candidate. The retention is much more challenge because we are trained most of the time we are trained fresh graduate or new joiner, and most of the time after a few years this new joiner will resign and join a company. This is retention is actually it's not our challenge. It's most of the company challenge in today's market. It's really difficult, especially as I mentioned earlier, we are only next to Singapore. So we are a bit different. If you are in Penang or KL, it's a bit different. But we in JB, especially people prefer to work in Singapore. You know, it's a currency nowadays about 3.3 right now. So especially those from our state, instead of working in JB, they will choose Singapore rather than JB. This is the main challenge for JB companies for the past few years until now. It's the same.
Now we've come into our last question for the Q&A session. For the last question, is there any kind of product that is produced for research and development purpose?
We have a few because most of the idea of creating one product are idea from the customer. So our R&D will start with the design according to the requirement. So certain product which we come out for for any other reason not able to market. So we have certain product is like what you said just now, but most of them are really in the market. Yeah, we actually, as I mentioned, we are one-stop manufacturing center, which when customer give idea, we will design. So when design, customer accept that product, that model, we will start with the production. So we will start from production from the beginning with the procurement of material and manufacturing process up to box build, which is up to we pack in a box and we send out to the customer. So basically, customer just give the idea, you do everything. So you will see that is that is the normal procedure for this we call EMS. It's a contract manufacturer do. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Steven. I think that sums up our Q&A session. So again, thank you, Mr. Steven, for the sharing session. Remember, everyone, there's plenty more to come, so don't forget the mini activities right after this. Ladies and gentlemen, now let's move on to the photography session. Kindly turn on your cameras and smile for the picture. Is, over to you.
Thank you. And now for the photography session, I hope everyone can turn on your camera and smile for the photograph. I will give time for all of you to prepare for the photography session. Okay, I think everyone is ready for the session. And for the first picture, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now for the second photograph. I hope everyone are ready for the picture. Okay, guess my photograph in the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And now for the third and the final picture. So also on the count of 3, okay? 1, 2, 3. So just now I missed a few people, so one more picture, okay? On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's all for the photography session. And thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for your participation in our photo session. So, a kind reminder, please don't forget to fill in the feedback form to receive your certificate. And Mr. Steven, I just want to thank you once again for your dedication and for taking time to be here and share your knowledge with us, student. Thank you so much. And now our PIC will escort you to the main hall. So I hope to see all of you next week, so do stay tuned. Also, remember that our certificates are also signed by the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation. Yes, they are MOSTI signed, adding even more value to your certificates on top of the knowledge and exposure you will gain. Now, as mentioned at the start, we will be having mini activities after each workshop using the Gather Town platform. So why not try out the platform for yourself? You must be quite eager, right? If you're wondering about the rewards, I'll just reveal what they are right now. So the first place winner will win 100 ringgit, the second winner will get 70 ringgit, the third place will bring back home 50 ringgit, while the fourth and the fifth place will bring home 30 ringgit. So tempting prizes, right? So quickly sign up using the QR code displayed or the link to the Google form as there are very limited spaces. In the Google form, you will find the link to the games. You can choose from either our version of the Amazing Race in room 11 or the Activity 8, the SDG in STEM. And I promise it will be fine. You've seen the rewards, right? If you haven't, you stand a chance to win up to 100 ringgit. If you sign up and have made your way to this lobby, you can leave through the door on the top right. Once you reach the second room, just follow the red carpet and look at the numbers. Don't worry about getting lost as there are people to guide you. They will have the title Usher in their names. Come on everyone, sign up using the form. Feel free to ask away if you need any help. Come on everyone, sign up using the form. There are very few spaces left, so hurry up and grab yours. You may be the winner of the prizes we have, so you'll never know if you don't try. The form is almost closing. So if you found the talk informative and engaging as I did, I'm sure you are craving for even more talk sessions. So want a sneak peek of what will happening? Alright, I'll spill the tea. We have organized many more company slots with reputable companies over the course of next weeks, with many games to follow. With more mini games, you know what that means? More prizes, of course. So let's sign up using the QR code and go to the rooms to try it by yourself. Alright, so as if you want to know more about the activity, so for the activity 8, the SDG in STEM, you'll be given some situations, and then all you have to do is work in teams, and then you have to provide answers with the related SDG related to the situation given. As for the activity 11, the amazing race, it's very amazing, like the name itself, of course. And then with 4 people per station, and you have to complete all 4 stations by answering the questions, and you can be crowned as the winner. So if you want to join and you want to explore by yourself, do sign up. Just scan the QR code displayed, and then you can register using our Google form. Come on, sign up everyone. The Google form is almost closed, so you don't want to miss this out. We already received a lot of registration, and there's very limited spaces left, so you might want to hurry up and sign up. And then you can just exit using the front door at the top right, and then our usher will guide you to the respective room. Let's sign up everyone. You can sign up either activity 8, the SDG in STEM, when you can explore more about SDG and STEM, or you can choose to play activity 11, the amazing race. Both are very fun and exciting. Let's go, guys. If you join the amazing race or the SDG in STEM activity, you might have the chance to win the cash prizes. It's a lot of rewards and you don't want to miss it out. It's now or never. So if you want to sign up again, just scan the QR code and then you can fill out the Google form, and then our usher will guide you to the respective room if you are lost anywhere in the hall. The Google form is almost closing, and we won't accept any more registration if you are closed, so you might want to hurry up and sign in right now. So let me explain again about the activity. For the activity 8, the SDG in STEM, you'll be given scenarios or situations, and then you have to relate it with the related items in the SDGs. And you'll be working in a group, and it will be super fun. As for the activity 11, it's just like a virtual amazing race if you ever watch it. And it will be 4 stations. You have to complete all 4 stations by answering the questions. And if you win, you can be crowned as the winner. Let's sign up, everyone. There's very little time left and limited spaces, so you have to register very soon. You don't want to miss out on the activities. It will be super exciting and you won't regret it, I promise. Come on, let's sign up, everyone. So I'll repeat the rewards again if you want to know about it. So for the overall winner, for the first place, he or she will get to bring home 100 ringgit. The first runner-up will get 70 ringgit. The third place or the second runner-up will receive 50 ringgit, while the fourth and fifth place will bring back home 30 ringgit. So there's a lot of prizes awaits you. So let's sign up. Let's sign up, everyone. The space is almost full and you don't want to miss this out. So if you want to register, just scan the QR code displayed and then fill in the Google form, and then you can go to the respective room. If you get lost in any way, you can just ask our usher to help you and guide to the respective room. I've get the update and there's only 5 minutes left before the registration close, so you might want to hurry up. There is very few spaces left in the mini activities, so if you want to play, either Activity 8, the SDG in STEM, or Activity 11, the Amazing Race, just scan the QR code and you can join and experience a very fun and exciting activity this evening. And we only have 3 minutes left before we close the registration, so you might want to hurry up. Alright everyone, so our talk session has now come to an end. But there is more to come, so keep an eye on our events through Virtual Science Fair 2022's Instagram page at Science Fair. Please fill out the feedback form in the chat box so that we can improve our future activities. Fill it in using the link we have provided in the chat box. Do come over to join us here in the Gather Town platform to enjoy the mini activity games together. Again, you can scan the QR code. With that, till we meet again, I'm Yordina. Thank you and have a good day everyone. Bye!